Today we'll discuss about specific force. So before moving to specific force, these things I will discuss in later on also in uniform flow, but just I am giving you one expression that will be in your specific force. Okay. So from Newton moment, this is actually momentum equation, that is from say Newton's second law of motion. So from this figure, what do you mean by Newton's second law of motion? Force in flow direction is equal to same with momentum, isn't it? So from if this is the river, suppose this is the river, this is the water surface and water flowing in this direction, then what happens? Force in this direction, forces in this direction equal to same the momentum, that is your Newton's second law. So what are the forces in the flow direction? Here P1 minus P2 pressure force plus component of the, suppose I am considering this one elemental element here, So for this, who is making an angle theta, this angle is theta. Okay, with the delta weight making an angle theta. So it has two components, isn't it? Suppose it has two components actually. One component relevant to your weight, that is your W sin theta. If the W is the weight of the body and perpendicular to this, W cos theta, and this is your W. So one force is what? Pressure force P1, P2, these two are pressure force. Next is here W sin theta in the flow direction minus frictional force is here because of this weight. This is your frictional force is equal to what? Change of momentum. So what is this change of momentum? If W is equal to unit weight, then W by G, Q is equal to discharge. This is uniform flow. Okay, flow is uniform. That means discharge throughout the section is same. V2 minus V1. Sorry, not uniform flow. We consider that discharge throughout the section is same. Okay, so here this is simply momentum, isn't it? W by G is equal to what? Ultimately, Q is equal to meter cube per second. Velocity meter per second. Isn't it? This is W. W is equal to what? W unit Newton per meter cube by G. G is equal to what? If you divide these by these, then what you will get? Ultimately, you will get what? Kg per meter cube. So if you multiply this, what you will get? Mass into velocity is equal to what? Mass per second. Mass into velocity is equal to what? Momentum. Isn't it? Clear? Is this clear to you? Okay. So now, from this expression, if your slope is very small, we are considering that your channel is almost horizontal. Then we can neglect if slope is very small. Then what happens? Theta is equal to very small. If theta is small, then W sin theta can be neglected. Isn't it? W sin theta can be neglected. Again, we are considering that these are the another. We are considering that your frictional force is very small. That means your bed is smooth. Then what you can do? You can neglect FF also. force because of the friction, that can be also neglected, isn't it? This can be neglected. So ultimately what you will get? W by G U E2 minus E1 is equal to E1 minus E2, isn't it? Clear? Up to this much clear? So W by G U V3 minus W by G U V1 is equal to, say, if P1 we can write down in this way also, W A1 X1 bar. X1 bar is what? X1 bar is your centroid distance. Clear? X1 bar is equal to your centroid distance. Then we can write this in this way also. W is equal to unit weight. So W A1 X1 bar is equal to what? Your pressure. Okay? P2 is equal to W. We are considering two sections. Remember, this is your section 1 and this is your section 2. We are comparing between these two sections. Okay? So W A2 is the area at section 2 X2 bar. X1 bar and X2 bar is equal to what? Your distance of the centroid from the water surface. Okay? So let me again write down that previous expression. W by G U equal minus W by G U E1 is equal to W A1 X1 bar minus W A2 X2 bar. So now we can neglect W from both sides. We can cancel it out. So ultimately, last letter. So U by G U by G E2 Now, suppose we are considering that area is also same. Now, just wait now. Hello, 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 hello. More class or less? Private class. Okay. Now, Q by V. Now, V2 can be replaced by how? You can replace this V2 by Q by A2, isn't it? Minus W by G Q. Oh, sorry, W is cancelled out from both the side. Q by G E1 is equal to Q by A1 is equal to A1 x1 bar minus A2 x2 bar. Now this can be again written like this: q square by z A1 plus A1 x1 bar is equal to q square by z A2 plus A2 x2 bar. Here up to this was clear? Okay. That means this term, the first term here, this term or is represent what your moment of flow per unit time per unit rate. That means this is sorry. GA. I am writing common as GA because this was constant. So GA. So this is equal to what? Momentum of flow per unit time per unit time per unit rate of water. And AX bar is equal to what your force per unit rate of water. If you say dimensionally, then this is force per unit weight of water. Okay, the first term is equal to what your momentum of flow per unit time per unit weight of water, and second term is equal to what your force per unit weight of water. Since here both the terms are essentially by the force per unit weight of water, this represents momentum of flow per unit weight time per unit time per unit weight of water. This is also a force term, and this is also AX bar. This is also force per unit weight. So that's why this is called your specific force. So specific force is equal to what? Q square by ZA square plus AX bar. Clear? This is called your specific force. Now I will show you the specific force diagram. That's right. So this is your specific force. Diagram C. This one is your specific force. Okay. See, what is the difference between specific energy and specific force? The specific energy is between E is equal to Y. Below E is equal to Y. This line is equal to Y. So making an angle 45 degree. This is equal to E is equal to Y. So here upper limb is asymptotic to E is equal to Y in specific energy. Here, but in specific force, your lower limb, that means CA is asymptotic to this line, x-axis. That means F, specific force. That is the basic difference. Again, in specific energy, C, what you will get two depth corresponding to one specific energy, and these depth are called what? Your what is depth name? Huh? What is depth name? alternate depth, these are, you will get two depth corresponding to one specific energy in specific energy diagram. You will get one depth in critical depth only, where specific energy is minimum. There only you will get one depth, but other than all over the other than that energy, that is minimal specific energy, you will get two depth. Okay, you will get two depth. That depth is called your alternate depth. Here also in specific force also, corresponding to one specific force, you will get two depth. Okay, corresponding to one specific force, you will get two depth. You will get only one depth at critical depth. But this depth is named as your sequent depth, not alternate depth. This sequent depth you will get where? In hydraulic jam. When we will discuss about hydraulic jam, then you will know what is sequent depth. Just you now remember the name. In specific energy, you will get what? Alternate depth, but in specific force, you will get sequent depth. Specific force lower limb is asymptotic to what? Your F, specific force diagram. That means F, specific force, x-axis. But in specific energy, your upper limb is asymptotic to what? OE or E is equal to Y. Clear? These two are basic difference. Now, in specific force also, we have said in last class about maximum, what we have said, maximum specific energy at a given discharge. When you will get maximum specific energy at a given discharge, where float number is equal to 1. At critical flow, you will get maximum specific energy, that we have discussed for a given discharge. Similarly, we have discussed maximum discharge at a given specific energy. Here also in specific force also you can check these things, and you will get same thing, that you will get maximum specific force when your float number is equal to maximum discharge at a given specific force, when you will get float number is equal to 1. From where how you can derive these things, I will not go in details for this derivation. These are same with the previous one. Just I will give you an overview. So from this, sorry, F is equal to, now our specific force expression is Q square GA plus AX bar. This is the specific force expression. Now suppose you have to find out minimum specific force at given Q. Minimum specific force that's good. So minimum specific force, suppose you have to find out minimum specific force at a given Q. So what you have to do, see, at a given Q, that means Q is constant. Here you have only variable is what? Depth. Y, depth, isn't it? If your cross section is also constant, then only variable is Y. So you have to differentiate this, dF by dy. Okay, then Q square by GA square dA by dy plus and this should be 0. and after that you will get ultimately what expression. You just do these things by yourself. Q square t by ZA cube is equal to 1. Or sorry sir, you can achieve at this expression also. Just wait. Let me do this. This I will do. Next one you will do it by yourself. Df by dy minus 1 minus term is here na, q square by va square dA by dy now for this expression. See this what ax bar. So suppose you are differentiating it with respect to y. So if dy is changed, the depth corresponding to this also your what you can say static. Okay. So ultimately, if you differentiate it, that means this you will get as a dy. Just remember this thing, a dy. Okay. So if you d dy of a dy, that means what you will get, a is equal to 0. So this is equal to q square dA by dy is equal to t, ga square is equal to minus a. So ultimately you will get q square t by ga cube is equal to 0. So at critical flow, that means you will get minimum specific energy at a given discharge. Now suppose you have to find out maximum discharge for at a given app. Then what you have to do, like the previous one, you have to in this form, in this expression, what you have to do, you just differentiate this expression, that means del q by del y you have to do. Then you will again get q square t by ga cube. Okay. So next we will move to critical depth computation. Critical depth computation. See, in the last class also we derived a expression of critical depth for rectangular channel, but because of some recording issue from that portion it was not recorded actually in the last video. So again I will discuss from that portion. Otherwise we have already discussed the critical depth computation of rectangular channel, but that was not recorded there. Okay. So suppose channel is rectangular. So critical flow condition is equal to what? Q square T by, for Gs cube is equal to 1. Okay. So now suppose this is your rectangular channel. Okay. So width is equal to B. I am considering the critical depth YC. And this is equal to T. Top width is equal to width, same in rectangular channel. So now if we replace here, Q square T means B, A is equal to what? BYC. So G BYC whole cube is equal to 1. So 1 by g q square by b square, 1b cancel out. Okay. Again q by b is equal to small q. That means discharge per unit weight. So from here I am writing it here. 1 by g small q square by yc cube is equal to 1. So yc cube is equal to q square by g yc is equal to q by g whole to the power 1/3. Okay, this is the condition for how to you can calculate critical depth for rectangular segment. Thus, remember this expression and this derivation also, because there may be some problem in gate also. This type of problems are coming, that the water depth is given. Suppose your discharge is given and width of the river is given, or width of a channel is given. So find out the critical depth. The channel is rectangular, discharge is given, and width of the channel is given. Find out the critical depth. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to express, you have to find out yc by this expression. Okay. Q square by g. Sorry. Q square by g. Thank you. So if this is yc, then E is equal to what? E is equal to yc by v square by twice. This expression we have already discussed. Specific energy. So at critical point, this is EC, YC and VC. Okay. So now YC plus VC is equal to what? QC by AC. Okay. Again, sorry, YC plus QC square twice the AC is equal to what? B square YC square. Clear up to this much? Let me write down specific energy again here. E is equal to YC plus VC square by twice G. YC plus, this is EC, VC square is Q square YZ AC square. YC Q square YZ AC is equal to B square YC square. Again, Q square by B square is equal to what? Q square by B square, small q square. Okay. Now from here, YC plus Q square by G twice YC square. YC plus Q square by G is equal to what? YC cube. Thus we have derived. Clear? YC plus YC by 2. Okay. So specific energy at critical depth is equal to 3 by 2 yc, and yc is equal to q square by z 1/3. So these two are the expression for rectangular channel. Okay, yc is equal to q square by z whole to the power 1/3, and suppose you have to find out the specific energy ec is equal to what? 3/2 yc. Up to this much clear? Okay. Now suppose channel is now rectangular, sorry, triangular. Triangular channel. Okay, so again we will start from the same expression. This is a top with P. So slope is z is to 1. Okay. This distance is yc. Now t is equal to what? Your top weight equal to 2zyc, isn't it? Because this is your zyc. So t is equal to what? 2zyc. So AC, this is top width, huh? AC at critical depth, area is equal to what will be the area? Half yc plus, oh sorry, into what? 2zyc. Yeah, t means 2zyc. So ultimately zyc whole square. So now if you are putting this value in here, q square t is equal to 2zyc z zyc square whole cube. So this is equal to 2zyc q square z cube yc to the power 6 is equal to 1. So yc cancel out, yc to the power 5 is equal to 2 q square plus divided by z square. So yc is equal to what? 2q square on to the power 5. So this is the expression for yc. Clear? For rectangular channel. Sorry, triangular channel. See, if the shape of the channel is different, then your yc calculation formula is also different. Okay, so this is the formula yc for calculating yc from a triangular channel. 2q square by z square whole to the power 1 by 5. Clear? So now suppose you are finding out specific energy. E is equal to yc plus yc plus q square by, or you can go from v square by twice g or q square by twice gh square, same expression. If you replace the v by q by a, then q square by 2g a square. Now yc plus q is equal to how much? Q will become itself q. Okay, q, we can replace g a by what? A is equal to, just we have calculated, a is equal to z yc square, we have calculated. So if we replace this by z yc square whole square, and write down this in a different. EC is equal to YC plus Q square by G a square twice G a square. So now YC plus Q square twice G a is equal to ZYC square. So ZYC square whole square YC plus half, if I am taking common half here, two p square gz square 1 by 2 yc to the power 4. Okay, I can write this in this way. Why I am writing this in this way? Because just we have derived yc is equal to twice q square by gz square. This expression just we have derived. So to make this expression in that format, just I am writing this in this way. So 2q square gz square by 1 by 2 yc to the power 4. Okay. yc plus, this is equal to what? Your yc ultimately yc by 2, this is yc to the power, this is 1 to the power 5, so this is equal to 5, 2 yc 4, so this is equal to yc plus 1 by 4 yc, so this is equal to 5 by 4 yc. ec is equal to, so ultimately you are getting ec for triangular channel is equal to 5 by 4 yc. Clear? Up to this much clear? Is it clear to you? Okay. See, for rectangular and triangular channel, you can directly find out the value of yc and ec. That means there is a definite expression for value of yc and ec. But if this channel is your trapezoidal, so you cannot directly find out this value. You have to do trial and error. Why you have to do trial and error? Just I am showing you why. What is the necessity actually? Why you cannot find out? Because whiteboard is visible. suppose this is a trapezoidal channel. Okay. Suppose this is a trapezoidal channel. Bottom width is B. Critical depth, suppose here. YC. This is top width T. And your slope is Z is to 1. Okay. So area is equal to how much for this? B plus ZYC into YC. Why it is like this? Again, I have to show you, I think. See. This is equal to what? ZYC. So area is equal to how much? Half into B plus this with B plus this is also ZYC. This is B. So B plus twice ZYC into perpendicular distance YC. So ultimately what you will get? B plus ZYC into YC. Clear? Area? Top width is equal to how much? B plus twice ZYC. This distance. Top width T, that means this distance is how much? B plus ZYC, that means twice ZYC. Now Q square T by ZA cube, this is the general expression for critical flow. T is equal to what here? Now Q square by B plus twice ZYC divided by Z into area is equal to B plus ZYC into YC whole to the power 3. And this is a non-dimensional equation for computation of critical depth. So from this expression you cannot find out critical depth directly. Okay. So further we will modify this. Q square by Z is equal to, let me grab this. B plus ZYC. This expression I am writing. C into YC whole to the power cube by B plus 2ZYC. Okay, I can write in this way. Now B square plus B plus ZYC by B YC by B whole to the power 1/3 whole to the power cube and B plus twice Z. Sorry. From here also if I am taking common B, 1 plus yzyc by b. So in this way I can write this expression. So now b square so from here b to the power square whole cube b to the power 6 by b, that means it is b to the power 5. So if I write in this way, q square by z b to the power 5 is equal to 1 plus z yc by b yc by b whole to the power cube. I can write in this way, plus 1 plus yz yc by b. Up to this much clear? So now this term q square by z b to the power 5, this is a non-dimensional discharge, what you can say parameter. So from this expression you cannot find out yc directly, so you have to do some trial and error method. So first, suppose you have to compute the left hand side by qzb, and from that given discharge you have to find width of the river b. Okay, so in that way you have to do some trial and error method. I am just showing you the expression how you have to do. Actually for this, actually you can write down some computer program also. Okay, computer program also you can write down. This is a trial and error method. So for critical depth computation, you can directly compute the critical depth for rectangular and triangular channel only. Okay, so in the today I'll stop here. So in the next class we will do some problem for critical depth. So just wait, I'll give you the attendance link.